Alright, hello. Welcome to the SRU Truck Series at Darlington. Good old Darlington. Good track to watch on TV. Brings out the best of the drivers. Makes some good racing, tight, close. You see here the different lanes that these drivers are maneuvering outside. That low line was iffy. See there. Dakota. Oh man. Hooked her on the second lap. 38 of Tyler Myers there.
You got a copy?
Yes.
Is it Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
All right, coolio. Yes, SRU Truck Series here at Darlington. Qualifying for the 124 miler that we're having here tonight, 91 laps in total. If you haven't already mentioned, we got the halfway mandatory caution stage break at the halfway, lap 45. So that will be quite interesting. I'm sure the start here is the race rundown here. Brian, there you go. You can take control of that.
Yes. So you see here we're at Darlington. Obviously, as I said before, your track length is a 1/3 of a mile. The current track temp is 78 degrees. The current weather outside is 77 degrees, 39% humidity. It is overcast with a 4 mile per hour wind. And as Will said, it is 91 laps. Top caution will come out on lap 45. They do have unlimited tires, 75% fuel, one attempt at a green, white, checkered, and they do get 2 quick fixes, I do believe. So as you see, only 3 drivers did go out to qualify. Not sure who else is out there. You see Adams there. I guess he's waiting.
You know, I would love to know, Brian, how this person that I've been following for years, he doesn't normally get a lot of viewers, but he somehow got ads in his streams. It's amazing. But, yeah, not going to name any names, but only 4 competitors, you said, qualified at the moment, or 3 laid down only 3 laid down a lap time. How many do we have here tonight?
12.
Well, that's not a bad field for Darlington. You know, it not quite the penultimate race, and the 4th out of 6 races this season, this little summer shebang here.
Yep.
As the drivers are getting gridded onto the starting line. Gridded. Yeah. Making up some words. Making them up as we go, I suppose.
Yes. That's always good to see.
The starting lineup Look at that starting lineup, Brian. So Dakota Bryan, Philip Bridgman, what a front row to lead this to the green flag. Tyler Myers, Kyle Heath in that 13 machine. Sorry, getting upset at myself. Michael Yarrow starting P5. Mike Rhino, David Cassidy. Oh, Byron Barlett, look at him. 8th place. James Bryan, Jim Coleman-Sperger. I put that S in there. Jason Adams and Mark Koshik starting in the rear.
Oh, yeah.
Just free flowing. Just not letting you do almost anything here. It's my opening. Ha ha ha. Well, what is up, gentlemen? Well, what is up is just getting ready to watch this race here at Darlington this evening. 123 miles?
Yes, 123.
24 miles. 124. Not quite 125, 124. Like the DeWalt truck, is both of the Bryans in the DeWalts.
I know.
Not everybody gridded here.
No,
Oh,
James
there we go.
James is in his bright yellow submarine.
Yep. We all live in a yellow submarine. Hopefully we don't get copied. Michael Yarrow not able to load in. Oh, no. Wasn't able to grid, Brian. That's... looks like some depression. Saddening, man. I always like to see Michael in the races. He's always a quick competitor, it looks like, out there on the tracks. Anytime you see him, he looks to be a fight. But looks like there's a spot there where Michael was gonna... Yeah, there's a opening. Oh, Kyle Heath having some type of problem. Oh, I curd the sniffles, ladies and gentlemen.
And the pace truck pulls off.
Fantastic. That is, man, cuts way down off of that baking, Brian. I would hate to be, almost reminds me of my grandfather driving the back roads of Kentucky. Just, boom, just flying. What a start by Dakota there. Really caught Phillips sleeping, but Phillips like, all right, I see what you did there. Kind of charged him back going into turn 1. Pretty good start, I would say, giving everybody space and room. That's what these truckers do. Very roomy, hard-fought competitors. Oh, what a line for Dakota. Look at that diamond. Cut it. Man, I'm making up all... I'm putting ED at the end of everything tonight, Brian. Everything.
You see that Phil's got a good run on the bottom there, trying to get sucked back up to the back end of Dakota there.
Tyler Myers shot out of a cannon all of a sudden, coming out of turn 2 over the bump. Mike Rhino. Oh, hard charging Rhino. Here he comes. No pun intended, sorry. Oh, Phillip getting a look. Look-see. He looked on the corner exit, wasn't quite there. Excellent camera work here. I like this. I actually like the distance here. That's beautiful.
This is the standard camera.
Great. Oh, wow. I think Rhino kind of tagged the wall a little bit. I think he hit that repay bump there. The exit.
Oh, you see Phil getting wobbly there? Oh, yeah.
Man, Rhino painted the center of turns 3 and 4, Brian. Got it right up there in the wall, but kind of rode it. You know, you can do that here at Darlington. You can almost use the wall almost to your advantage if you can do it right. You just got to know how to swing the car in there. Epic battle, top 4 broken away David Cassidy trying to get his fish hook into the back of Rhino to stay hooked up with these guys. But man, top four broken away. Kyle Heath, for some reason or another, off the pace at the moment, possibly not getting the track time or something to that effect, Brian, because it's kind of awkward not seeing Heath up there mixing it up in the front, but it's still early on, only 5 laps into this race, and the war is still raging on early for the top spot. Philip Bridgman. It very difficult, Brian, to pass here at Darlington because it's almost a single group track or single lane. Something has happened to Barlett. Barlett is 1 lap down. Something awry with the 9. That sucks. I always like to see Barlett run good.
Oh yeah. You see
Maybe
Phillip.
if a caution comes out here, he'll get back on the lead lap. Yeah, Phillip has a great run. But just Dakota very good over the bump of the exit of turn 2. If you hit it just right, you'll be able to, I would imagine, like just glide over it as if it was not a bump at all. But then if you hit it wrong, you got to really bicycle it, I imagine, maybe pedal it super duper hard to not either slide up into the wall or... man, Phillip really good on the center of 1 and 2, and then on the exit, he loses so much ground.
Oh yeah.
And it's almost anybody's game in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is so much tighter. Mike Rhino making a look on the inside of Tyler Myers, and Myers really painting the wall, trying to do the 2-lane action, but Rhino really successful on the bottom, kind of crowding Myers almost up in the wall. Not quite pounding him in the wall, but not, I wouldn't say not quite Days of Thunder-esque, but similar. But 10 laps into this 91 lapper here at Darlington in these SRU trucks. Just amazing, I would say, so far. Oh, man, this is a beautiful camera angle coming off of turn 2, that long shot down the back straightaway from turn 3 point of view. You can really see, you saw Phillip and James and a couple of others come off the turn 2 there, really almost what I like to say slideways. Just amazing how they are able to gather it up.
Oh yeah.
Darlington, very tricky track. It's hard to have consistency because of how egg-shaped. If you just look at an egg, just look at it. That is what Darlington is. It's an egg-shaped racetrack. So it's not like Homestead or Old Atlanta or, it's not your typical, just oval racetrack. So kind of throws people off a little bit. Looks like Tyler Myers. Oh, James got in the wall because he wasn't quite sure, I guess, where Tyler was going. But Tyler Myers having some drastic fall off after the opening 10 laps, painting the wall a bit too much there in turn 1. But James just kind of, I would say, trying to get around Tyler and just had a miscue with himself. Turn 3 and 4, just I would say some of the hardest turns in all of NASCAR and all of the tracks that, as far as ovals, that any NASCAR series goes to. But Here we see Mike Rhino charged up into second place, finally got up there. Hey, Kyle Heath, been riding around saving his stuff, Brian. That's what he's been doing. Look at him. Just
Now
being
making
sneaky.
the charge to the front.
Exactly. Just saving his stuff, waiting, lurking. He's like, now I'm here. Now I'm gonna do something. And David Cassidy, he's been lingering. Oh, Philip! What a save yet again. Oh, and there's a lot of decaling and work missing on that right side of the 40, but David Cassidy going to jump up even further inside the top 5 now in the 4th.
They call it the Darlington Stripe for a reason.
Indeed. There's been a lot of them so far tonight in the early goings. Well, Dakota Bryan, still the race leader at the moment. Mike Rhino chasing them down. Kyle Heath, now all of a sudden after serving and saving, made a charge, and he is in 3rd position at the moment, chasing down the Rhino. And David Cassidy. And now we got a battle between the 2 short runners, I would say, wouldn't you, Brian?
Absolutely.
Short runners, as far as having ultimate short run pace, they just need to eventually learn how to find that conserving, long, medium, just that type of pace at some of these whoa. Yes.
You see James going around Phil there.
Well, Philip got up in the striping wall again and just what did I do, Brian? Just all that tire fall off after the hard charging early laps.
Oh, boy, he took a hard lick. Wow.
Oh! Finally slapped the wall hard enough to, I would say if that was real life, he broke some tie rod, he broke some suspension components. He might have some damage.
He's got damage. That's for sure.
Yes, indeed. That's, as the Flex Seal guy would say, that's a lot of damage. It's probably going to make that truck a lot more tighter. Just not going to handle a lot. You can see the body work just almost on the tire. That's never good.
Nope.
Oh, Kyle Heath got past Rhino. So move Kyle Heath up into 2nd. And Rhino down to 3rd. David Cassidy just lurking still in that Red Baron machine. And we got James and Tyler back here battling, scrapping for a 5th place.
Oh, yeah.
Yellow Submarine made a look, trying to make that mirror. You always, as a racing driver, normally some racing. Oh! Tyler Myers, as we were focused on that battle, Tyler Myers makes the similar mistake Philip Bridgman did, possibly because of the applied pressure from the Yellow Submarine.
I would say.
Kyle Heath closing in on Dakota. It was 2.5 seconds. Now it's a 2nd and a 4th. So that mean Marie's 13 started, I would say, 8th on the initial start. Just kind of rode around a little bit. I know in the lineup, I think it said he was fourth or fifth or something, but fell back to eighth or something like that.
I would say eighth. .25 of 91.
I think Kyle's run, though, I think their tires maybe just equalized at the moment, Brian. Maybe a fresh set of tire, or whenever the pit strategy of the green flag pit stops are occurring now. Philip Bridgman in the pits, but of course he fell off the pace fairly early, so also had that coming together with the wall on the exit of turn 2. He hit that bump just the way I explained, not the way you don't want to do it.
But they do it anyway.
Well, I mean, it's a bumpy track, and whenever you hit the bump the wrong way, I mean, you can't, like I said, you can't be perfect every lap. It's very hard to be super consistent like people like Mike Rhino or David Cassidy or the Bryans, or people who can, I would say, like, yeah, they still pound the wall every now and again, but like they're super duper consistent with hitting their marks. And when you kind of zone out for just a moment, even in real life it happens. You hit the bump the wrong way in the real world, just not sim racing, but, I was watching the French Grand Prix practice earlier this afternoon, and I think it's turn 6 at the track, and they're on 3 wheels for a moment, like that right front bounces up in the air, and it's like a good foot off the ground for a solid second, it looks like, in slow-mo, and it's kind of similar explaining a very bumpy track like this. Las Vegas is fairly similar as well, as far as being fairly bumpy in the turns, as far as turns 1 and 2.
Kyle scraped the wall there.
Yep, nicked it.
Fresh tires coming here of Phillip. Ooh. As he tries to pass Kyle. Yeah, Mike.
Kyle, it's all good. I got you. Kyle Heath in that 13. Kind of struggling a bit on these old tires, I would say. After he kind of equalized the pace there for a moment. Oh my, with the 58 of Dakota. But kind of just having a couple of moments there on the exit of turn 2. And like we said previously, a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday, yes, it was yesterday, all my days kind of run together, but Watkins Glen, I said, if you mess up early on in the lap or just anywhere, it kind of screws you up for maybe the next couple of laps. And it's very similar. Even on a regular oval, you can use that mentality of, oh, I lost my momentum, had to check up, slam the wall, did something.
What's up, Bob Chiz? Thank you for the follow, buddy. I appreciate it as always. I'm sorry that you can't be here tonight. It's always an honor to have the drivers come out and support us and follow and all that other good stuff. But, yeah, here they are, Darlington. A couple of Darlington stripes have happened here. Wife's birthday. Well, that is always important, yes. So that's a reasonable reason not to be here. You see Kyle up there trying to take the wall down there. And you got Tyler Myers over here trying to get one of his lap back before that comp comes out. To get by Brian here. And he makes a pass. So Philip Bridgman and Tyler Myers are one lap down at the moment until the stage. So if from the way it looks, Philip will be the lucky dog.
Well, we just gotta wait and see still, Brian. Lots of strategy still left to be played out. We got some early pit takers, way early. And then I would suspect we still have some more to come before lap 45, I would imagine. Just got to wait and see. Almost rub your hands together on what's going to happen next as far as all the strategy being played out. Oh, Mark just barely got up in the wall, barely tagged it. Another Darlington stripe. He doesn't, don't really have a graphic for the counter, or there's no way really for us, I guess, to count the Darlington stripes. There would be a lot of them.
Oh yeah. You see as he
Yep,
hugs
Dakota.
that line there. That's the line you want to hug there in the turns. Especially on the simulator.
You want to get as close to the wall as possible, but don't hit it.
Yes.
It sounds super hard, but sometimes it can be so easy.
Here comes hard charging Phil. Trying to get back up there.
He got some fresh tire at the moment. He got to make it work. Oh.
You see Adams. He took his stripe already.
Yep, he's had a few, that is for sure. He's had a couple. I think everybody, I want to say everybody's got a stripe. Maybe not the race leader. I don't know about Dakota, though. Maybe he's got.
I don't think Dakota does. We know Philip does, that's for sure.
I mean, it's gonna happen here.
Oh yeah. And Myers got his stripe early on. You see here as they attempting to pass all these guys to get their lucky dog back, so when it comes time for pitting, they can be on the same lap with the leader and try to gain a few positions off pit road.
It just kind of makes me chuckle or laugh to just see how much quicker, how much the pace is faster as the battle for the lucky dog is intensified. You got Tyler Myers going around the 40th. Oh, Philip Bridgman hard into the wall again in turn 2. That looks way harder of an impact than the previous one. Coleman'sberger diving down onto the pit lane. Hard impact. Philip Bridgman eating the wall yet again. Something possibly could have occurred with Dakota. He could have slapped the wall because Kyle Heath has closed in tremendously. Was 2 1/4. Now it is just 3/10 now. He's right there on the tailgate. Both of them going over the turn 2 bump very well.
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Oh, Kyle Heath coming down the pit. Like I said, just gotta wait and see. Philip Bridgman with a lot of damage to that right side. Red Baron has been in some fighting, it looks like, with the wall. I wouldn't say necessarily with his competitors tonight.
Good evening there, Penniless Drifter. How are you? I'm surprised. Normally we get it to pop up. Probably because I don't. Aha, that's why. Alright.
Well, coming to the halfway portion stage break. Next time by. I wonder if Rhino or Brian will pit this lap, if that's legal in the SRU Truck Series.
I am not sure.
Yeah, me neither. I've read the rules.
And there it is.
Mike Rhino could be out of fuel, really off the pace.
Oh, that's Junior. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in.
The one that is that okay? So that's Junior that drives the 14 and
BNR.
And the B. Yes. Hello, Junior. The other yellow submarine. Well, at the moment, looks like 5 trucks on the lead lap. Very, almost want to say scrambled running order.
Mm-hmm. So.
I think Mike Rhino's out of gas, Brian. Something
Possibly.
looks like David Cassidy. We're going to get some wave rounds here, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
We got Kyle Heath getting the lucky dog, but also I want to say Myers will get the wave around. Bridgman. I think I would have pitted if I was Phil, but Phillips the driver. I am not, so I will not judge. But yeah, Junior, rock on. Coleman-Sperger should get the wave around as well. I don't see why he wouldn't, unless he was 2 laps down.
Oh, that's why. Pit's not open for them.
Ah. Thank you, Scorpionock. Well, I mean, I knew the pits. But I figured they would get, since the lead. You know how the wave around systems and lucky dogs work. Like if they stay out and all the lead lap cars pit in front of them, then they get a wave by. Is that not how it works? Right?
That should be.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that's how it works. They should be able to get all their lap back. I thought. But yeah, running order a bit scrambled here because of all of the wacky strategy we had. Mike Rhino, I really want to say he ran out of gas coming to the stage. I'm not sure if the SRU truckers get stage points. Maybe he was trying to get some stage points, perhaps. I know, if I'm not mistaken, in other SRU series, I believe they do points, but not sure about the trucks for the stage break. Can't remember. But very confused about the running order.
You'll be
So
alright.
Jim doesn't get a lap back. Philip and Tyler, they don't get their laps back.
That's because they pitted.
Yeah, you can't pit if you get the okay. You got to stay out completely, like Jason did. Jason stayed out completely. Okay, that's right. That was the other part of the rule. You have to stay out as well when I figured Philip would have to pit because of all the damage he had, but I figured since Tyler uh, just pitted, I figured he would stay out with, like, I figured since he just pitted literally like 4 laps before, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, sir.
the strategy, he would only have to pit probably that one more time. You'd be back on the lead lap. You'd have, yeah, I get it, worn tires, but now you're restarting halfway in the pack, a lap down, and Dakota coming to the restart zone. Mark Koshik not really challenging at the moment. The Red Baron, though, David Cassidy trying to go to the inside of that Toyota, the number 33, and he does successfully. Tyler Myers trying to charge up with fresh tires to get a lap back, Rusty Wallace fashion. Mark Koshik says, hey, I'm on the lead lap. I'm just going to Operation Cruise is engaged. And this is everybody. Kyle Heath restarted in the rear. So working his way back through the field, Kyle Heath, I would say Kyle Heath has passed the most trucks here tonight, more than likely. Dakota, he's kind of been out in all that fresh air all this evening.
Oof. Loosey-goosey by Phil.
But it was a great save.
We're going to
Great
come to
recovery.
our... I don't know if... nope, you can't. Okay. I don't have it. Lap 53 of 91.
Yep, and with the short rundown, not all of these competitors you see on the screen are on the same lap. There is a bit of a gap in between some of these lead lappers and the lapper downs, lap down. But you got Dakota Bryant, who's basically dominated this race from the drop of the word go. But David Cassidy applying some pressure now, Red Baron style. But Tyler Myers in that third position, but a lap down to the pace, trying to get a lap back, trying to get by the leaders. Kyle Heath, just making a charge, man. He has passed a lot of trucks, I would say, tonight, a lot of competitors. And he's just trying to get up to battle with Dakota. I would, get up there and battle
Hard hitting the wall.
with them all. Oh, man, that hard hit.
By Mr. Myers.
That was just what Kyle needed to get by Tyler. And James says, all right, I need to get up here and battle too. Still a long way to go, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
It may not seem like it, but it's still a long way.
With more pit stops and other strategy.
Yeah, you never know. As hard racing as it is becoming towards the front, 3-truck somewhat breakaway from James Bryan, now in 4th position. But you got Dakota, then Cassidy, and Kyle Heath. That is the top 3. But James Bryan and his yellow submarine really just kind of lurking in that 4th position. Pretty much almost anybody who has been in that position tonight has just kind of been lurking. I would almost say that the 4th position, if it gets really rowdy, close racing, 4th position, very catbird seat like. But you got to be very careful not to be caught up in whatever happens in front of you in that catbird seat. Dakota now pulling away with the hard racing between the competitors for 2nd place.
Oh yeah. Cassidy always does good when he's here, and the Bryans.
Yeah, good move by Kyle Heath. David Cassidy giving him plenty of room on that inside. He kind of lifted a little bit, I would imagine, on the entry to let Kyle go through. He has the quicker truck at the moment, David probably thought. As now the 13 trying to reel in the 58. Coming to 30 laps to go, Brian.
They're ticking these laps down. Well, these boys are able to do that. These boys race great every week. They're able to get the green flag runs that they have and get their pit strategies down to where they need to be and stuff like that. So these boys respect each other week in, week out. That is for sure. So
James Bryan now really in a good fight with David Cassidy, and now Kyle Heath closed in on to Dakota Bryan in the DeWalt 58, being really harassed by the Me Marie 13 of Kyle Heath. Epic battles everywhere on track, it seems. Battle for the lucky dog, battle for the lead, battle for 2nd place. And Kyle, big bobble by Dakota, getting really sideways on that exit of 2. That overpatch, man, that bump into, it's always been there, but that repatch really made it a bit more slippery, I would imagine, or I would assume.
yes. You see there, Kyle Heath gives him a little bump, says, "Hey, I am here." Just so you know.
You still have the draft playing a big role at this racetrack, Brian. It just barely, not quite a mile and a half, mile and a third in length. And down these straightaways, if you can get the momentum right off the corner, down these straightaways, man, you are in that dirty air. But it's great because it's pulling you along, making quicker down these straights. And then whenever you get into the corner, oh man, all that dirty air just pushes you into the wall, it seems. So you got to prepare for that. And Kyle Heath really, I would say, coping with that dirty air pretty well at the moment, trying to look for a move on the outside. That's a no-go. That window was closed. really, really great racing here, coming towards 25 laps to go. If I can do the math. David Cassidy with a huge scrape coming off of turn 2. Now, looking to the inside, Kyle Heath, no go again. Not quite able to get the momentum on the bottom side. Oh, man, same line, same groove, everything through used to be 3 and 4. 1 and 2, down the back straightaway now. David Cassidy, oh, man, just can't quite keep up with the 2 front runners at this moment. I needed a sip of water. Can we do a crank it up real quick or something? Like, oh my God, I'm losing my voice.
They don't have that, Cam, but that's alright, go ahead. You see here, Kyle Heath charging to the back of Brian. See smooth off. The consistency that Kyle Heath runs here is what got him to gain a lot of time in on Brian there. Look at the 2 different lanes between those 2 competitors there. That's where Kyle is getting all his momentum from. Staying on the bottom a little bit longer. And turns 1 and 2. And 3 and 4. He's about middle to the high lane. But I think Brian has him beat in 3 and 4. Where Heath has him beat in 1 and 2. Because look at the difference between the 2 drivers there.
I fully agree with you. Kyle Heath can really advance greatly through 1 and 2, and then just 3 and 4, getting to the top of the egg. Dakota really has a great diamonding arc into to where he can hit the apex of 3 and 4 just right, and that's what you need to propel yourself back up the hill. Darlington, fun fact that you never need to know as we are coming to 20 laps to go. 21 down the back straightaway. But fun fact that you never need to know, when they first raced at Darlington, the drivers did not go up on the banking in the turns. They never really saw it before. They didn't know what to do with the banking whenever it came to running up there. Darlington was actually the first track to have progressive banking, where the banking of the elevation somewhat changes, as you can see. Thus why we have these competitors in different lanes. Oh man, possibly, I think they got it straight back there. There was some calamity going on between third, fourth, and a lapper, I believe, but everything looks good in the hood now, I think. But anyway, back to the story that I'm explaining real quick about Darlington. Anywho, so one of the drivers eventually got up on the banking and was passing everybody. So then everybody jumped up on the banking, and they figured out, oh, hey, the banking is quicker. Oh, Mike Rhino, just trying to race with somebody, Brian, wouldn't you say? He just trying to find somebody to race with, and James Bryan says, well, you got the same pace as me, well, let's race, regardless if you lap down or not. James Bryan had a moment, had to really lift and back out of it. Cassidy still lurking. He always seems to find himself in that 4th position as the battle for the lead still heating up. Kyle Heath does nothing but apply pressure to Dakota now that he's to the back tailgate. But these truckers are about to pit again, Brian. Green flag pit stops. Getting close. Getting really close. Who will... Let's try that again. who will pit first in the strategy. Oh man, excellent, excellent corner by both drivers there. Your first and second place competitors, the 58 and the 13. Beautiful, beautiful 3 and 4. Oh man, really closed up on him in 1 and 2, Brian. Is he going to get a run down the back straightaway?
I think he's going to stick with him until the last 5 to go, and then I think that's
Yeah,
when he'll make his
wait.
move.
I agree with you. Wait for either Dakota to make a mistake. Keep applying the pressure. Keep doing those fake nods. Fill up that mirror of Dakota to make him just possibly drive out of the groove a little bit awkwardly. Make him hit the bump the wrong way on coming through the patch transition there on 2. Making a look. Doing exactly what I said, Brian. Look at that. Coming to 14 to go here. 15 remain.
That's those mind games. Oh, there's that slip up. Oh, there's the checkup too.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, there he is in the wall.
Oh, yes. Oh, huge moment for Dakota. One of the first. Oh, man. Huge. Oh, Dakota back in the wall. A little bit of contact made there between the 13 and 58. Kyle Heath finally got to the lead with 13 laps to go. How ironic is that, Brian? And trying to get away from... Oh my, where'd that come from? Excuse me. Now trying to get away. We know once Kyle has the clean air, but I would suspect that maybe Dakota... Yep, Dakota coming into the pits. I would imagine right now, possibly yes. Pitting now. He is the first to pit. He will come out with the fresh tires, Brian. Now, when should Kyle be pitting? I would suspect on this lap, maybe the next. I wouldn't expect him to go too much farther.
At least with 10 to go.
Yeah, possibly.
Get to a couple extra flat pressure good years.
We saw how the fresh tires were working earlier before the stage break. How quicker some of the competitors were passing the older tires. David Cassidy out there, like you said, possibly staying out till 10 to go. I could see that being a bold strategy. Dakota 15 flat pit stop. Oh man, Tyler slapped the wall again. I don't know if we would have anyone brave enough or able enough. Maybe got some smoky unit stuff going on in their truck. But I don't know if anyone would be able to go the distance. Definitely would be running out of gas. I would say after the 8 laps to go point, you would run out if you were trying it. If I could get the math right, even though all of the pedaling and clutching and... Don't you have an option to turn the engine on and off if you want, Brian, in high racing?
Yes.
So, I mean, so many options to try to save that fuel. But, you know, Brian, how difficult and hard it is to save fuel in these stock cars. Or for any race car, for that matter. Race cars love that fuel. Or whatever energy they thrive off of, as you know, we do have Formula E and Rally E and electric race cars, unfortunately. Off topic, sorry. Let's get back to the Darlington race here at foot. 8 laps to go. Kyle Heath in the lead. Hasn't pitted yet. So... very sus at the moment. I would have pitted, you know, like you said, 10 laps to go, because now I would say Dakota is going to have a huge lead eventually once he is able. I mean, Kyle's got a pit, Brian, wouldn't you think?
I would say so.
How hard he was running to apply that pressure to Dakota. So David, on the other hand, David Cassidy, you never know with the Red Baron what he has up the sleeves. As off the pace, it may be all the old tire, but never know what that 17 is capable of.
That
There's
is
the 52
true.
Yellow Submarine.
Five to go. Kyle Heath, I do believe he is clutching it.
And these competitors are pulling out all the stops and tricks each and every time. Yep. The 11 of Jim Coleman'sberger, fortunately, got trapped a lap or two down. Same with Mike Rhino. A couple of competitors just got caught off strategy and off kilter when I would say the stage break occurred. I would say some competitors tonight, some drivers, just wasn't.
Wasn't a night.
That too. I was gonna say it a little bit nicer, I suppose. They didn't play the strategy cards correct, Brian.
Yes. That does make a little bit more better sense.
Well, I mean, if you got a certain amount of fuel and you got to know, okay, well, there's going to be a top caution at lap 45, so you got to kind of know the distance of your fuel range and just how long you can go there. And father and son, James had a huge moment there in turns 1 and 2, Brian. And
yes, he did.
Losing a lot of ground now. Mark Koshik is going to pass the 52. 52, very broken and battered. Just had a huge moment as the sun was coming up to pass him, just to try to get back a hold on the lead lap. And there was a lot of space being given, but I think he straddled the seam in the middle of 1 and 2. Oh! Nobody is good to be in second place. No one is safe in second place. Second place, you don't want to be second place. Oh, man. James Bryan goes up the hill, but he's able to defend coming off the corner. Oh, Mark cannot get to him, but he gets third anyway. Oh, man. What a finish. Kyle Heath he was able to somehow, like you said, Brian, clutch it, or just speechless. Just speechless. Dakota pitted, hoping or just thinking that everybody else was going to pit, and Kyle's like, "No, man, no, I don't need all that." And the Me Marie 13, beautiful black and PEI inspired, just love it. Burning it down now, winning here at Darlington, the 124 for the SRU Truck Series. Let's butcher it some more, Willie. Let's just get the clobber and butcher all of that here. The finishing order, the rundown here. Kyle Heath pulls it out of the hat. James Bryan It was very difficult for anyone who was in second place. It seemed you didn't want to be there. Towards the end, it seemed the racing gods was flicking everybody away from that position. It seemed as Mark Kosick had it in the bag, then it's as if he found some oil, but he managed to somehow keep it in third place. David Cassidy seemed to be in fourth place almost all of the race. Dakota Bryan managed to drive back to a fifth place. Then we got Tyler Myers, Jason Adams, Philip Bridgman, Mike Rhino, Jim Coleman'sberger, and the Barnlett and Yarrow just unfortunately DNF'd. But that is the race rundown. Let's hopefully get to talk to the podium finishers here. Kyle Heath, the race winner. If I could just stop jib jabbing. Sometimes it just can't stop. Can't stop till you get enough. Oh. Look at all the digital fans, all the fans come out here witnessing spectacular race.
Mr. Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Excellent, excellent.
Oh, Will.
Hey,
Hey.
hey! I'm
Man,
back from my sick vacation. I love it. I know, right?
you know,
Hello.
it don't sound like you're 100%, but you're back.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. I would say 88ish and a 21/4%. But anywho, excellent, excellent race tonight. You probably passed like the most trucks tonight. A lot. I know you started in like eighth place. You drove up through the field early on. Well, not early on. It was after. It was around lap 20. You managed to find yourself inside the top five. You were conserving your stuff on the start. I'm gonna ramble here for a minute, Kyle. Sorry. And
Good.
you were trying to have that epic battle all race with Dakota, who seemed to dominate, and you just pulled this out of the bag. It seemed you and Mark Kosick and just everybody who was able to stay out in that top four, and not have to come down or not got off kilter. Like you guys, everybody played the strategy right. And just how did you do it, Kyle? Talk about that whole race, man.
But Darlington, first of all, I live like an hour 30, 45 minutes away from the track, so it's one of my favorite tracks of all time, you know. And second of all, I did not realize that this race was going to be a fuel mileage race. I didn't realize it until probably about 5 laps before halfway point that I was going to be 1 lap short of making it to the halfway point. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had to go ahead and go into the pits. And of course, I was lucky enough coming out that I had the lucky dog position
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get lucky dog. And I went ahead and came in and refueled up to make sure I was going to make it all the way. And I was still having to clutch it like the last 20 laps or so, and I was saving fuel behind Dakota, which was the leader at the time. I was able to save a little bit of fuel behind him, and I was clutching it in, turning off the engine. And
Yep.
by the end of it, I had 1.2 laps left
Oh
to
man.
make it.
So you were really doing everything you could. I was gonna ask you. You answered pretty much everything I was pondering and wandering in my mind about how you were able to get to the finish without having to come down for a splash. But excellent strategy. Like I kind of figured that as well about 30 around lap 35. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, well this is going to be some type of race here with the strategy that's going on. And man, you were applying so much pressure to Dakota before he pitted. I almost thought, well, Kyle's going to pit here with about 11 or 10 to go, and then you were just no. and then the next lap would go by, and it's like, no. And
Yeah, well,
was.
I've raced with
Go
Dakota
ahead.
a few. I've raced with Dakota a few times. He's got his league going on last season, and it was
Mm,
a lot of the racing was fuel strategy. And Dakota and James both, they're very good at saving fuel. So if I knew if I would have went in the pits before Dakota, he was going to save all the fuel he could in order to make it the rest of the way. That's why I pretty much stayed on this bumper the whole time.
Well, just excellent run. Congratulations, Kyle. Great to talk to you again.
You too. I'm glad you're back.
Well, I appreciate it, brother.
And I want to let you know, my nephew Aiden, I'm giving a shout out to him. He's not able to watch the race tonight because something about the YouTube, it was messed up on
Yeah,
the
I
YouTube
gotta
broadcast.
fix it. Yeah, I don't understand why he done that. I've
Okay,
been, I've been,
I didn't know if anybody
yeah,
knew.
yeah, no, they all been. Trust me, I've been trying to fix it the
Well,
whole race here on there, but otherwise I'm getting told Twitch works good. So
Yeah, Twitch was working good. Another teammate of mine, Robbie, he was watching on Twitch. He said it was working just fine.
yeah, but
well, I guess we got green screen, but did
Yeah,
we
yep,
have sound at least on YouTube?
it
Or
yes,
had
was it
you had a little bit
was
of
it like a?
sound. He said he could barely hear you.
Oh, okay, wow.
It had
Well,
sound
our
coming through, but
apologies.
it's all right. That's electronics and internet.
Yep,
You can't
that's
control
that.
those things.
yes,
That's just some. Well, we are also on Twitch. We try to be on at least two different, I guess you could say, platforms. So if he wants to try to get Twitch, or maybe he does have it, look us up on there, and hopefully this race or this broadcast will be there, able to be replayed. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
hopefully,
I'm gonna re-upload it after. So
got you. But any more shout outs, Kyle, you'd love to give, or any more uh, things about the race you'd love to talk about real quick?
Well, I would want to give a shout out to SRU and the Truck Series. It's been an awesome series. I really enjoy the trucks. The trucks are my favorite cars to drive in our racing altogether. Um, I won last season, and I'm not really trying to race every race. This race, I'm just trying to take it easy. I enjoy racing with everybody that's in here. And give a shout out to you guys. I'm glad Will you're back. Brian, I'll probably see y'all tomorrow night. Maybe I don't know.
mm-hmm. Always an honor.
Yeah. And give a shout out my son right here. He's next to me, and he was trying to watch a little bit of it with Aiden, my nephew.
There you go. There you go.
I'm
Oh,
glad Will's back. That's pretty awesome.
yes, and he
Yeah,
did. He did give a little history about Darlington, so that'll be a good one to go back and listen to.
Yeah, I always like to go back and watch the broadcast. I don't know if I know YouTube you can go back and watch the race. I'm not sure how Twitch is. I don't know.
Yep, Twitch the same way.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good deal.
Yep. So as soon as it gets done and I close it off, give it about maybe about 15 minutes and then normally they'll go up. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to re-upload the the YouTube one, so YouTube will probably take maybe a half hour. But
All
Twitch is
right,
normally 15 minutes, so if that,
all
sometimes it's
right,
up there in the snap of a finger. So
all right, cool deal.
yes, sir. Awesome run, buddy. You know that. It's
Thank you,
always good. No problem.
thank you.
We'll go ahead and talk to James. The old James. Mr. James.
Right.
What's up, buddy?
Doing, going.
Yes, if it ain't you, then it's your son.
Yeah, he almost had it.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
almost, man. It's amazing how Kyle was able to pull all the stops out to. apply the pressure to make, uh, to make Dakota basically have to pit for a splash, and somehow he was able to do all the trickery to save. But anyway, we're talking about you right now, James. So in the closing laps, you somehow were in second, then you were in third, but your son was coming up to unlap himself from you, and you guys were giving each other room, and then you hit the transition in between one and two, and you slapped the wall. You recovered, and then Mark came out of nowhere. Talk about that epic couple of lap final battle between you and Mark, because it seemed like the whole race, every time somebody was in second, like the race didn't want someone to be there. So just talk about that little duel you guys had real quick.
Oh, it's like I told Dakota. I said, "Why'd you try to pass me in turn one? You know that I always have problems in turn one because I do that Denny Hamlin drop. I don't know if you notice it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
drop way
yep.
down, and when somebody tries to pass me in turn one, I always hit the wall. It never fails.
Mm.
But yeah, then I saw Mark come up. He got around me, and I was like, "Well, I'm just going to drive it as hard as I can, and hopefully he messes up." And he did. He hit the wall, so it got me back around him.
um, just what was your thoughts of the racing tonight? Like you said, difficult to be battling in the corners, but there was a couple of good battles, well, all throughout the field. I know it was kind of a small field tonight, but there was a lot of good hard racing, though, James, I would say.
Oh, I think so. I think everybody and then everybody gave each other a little room. We didn't, not real hard racing, but it was good racing. Uh, I was hoping that Dakota and Kyle was racing hard enough, and I was saving enough fuel that I would have walked away with that one. But somehow Kyle saved enough.
Um, were you surprised? Like, does Dakota normally just log a lot of laps at Darlington? It seemed like his line, every time we got a good view of it, it seemed like he just had a perfect Darlington groove going down. Does he practice a lot at Darlington?
No, the sorry sack doesn't.
Oh, so he just shows up and just starts to dominate, and then all of a sudden he loses it off of fuel mileage. Gotcha, gotcha.
Exactly.
I've done that
He
before.
says the
I
sorry sack does it. Well, I
just
mean,
just throw the son under the
I
bus.
was gonna
Gotcha.
say that's allowed to be said by the father. Unfortunately, that
So
is so.
James, does he not really help you out? Like, does your son not really? It seems like there's almost, well, there is teamwork between the two, but like he doesn't share everything with you, I guess, right, James?
Oh, we talk sometimes, but his driving style is a little different than my driving style, and it's like I always cuss at him because he's really good at road racing, and I can't do shit in road racing. So it's like, and he tries to explain some of it, but I'm 55 years old, so I'm the type that still want to feel it in my butt, not watch it on the
Right,
screen.
exactly. I feel you. And over the years, I got slower on road courses, and it was such a drag, man. Like I used to be so quick on road courses, and then I feel you. I just eventually, but man, ovals are so much fun. I I like ovals, but yeah, great run for you though tonight. You kind of
Oh yeah.
just you were able to do just like Kyle and Mark, and somehow I I don't know how you didn't crash uh, more with the incident that happened with you and your son going through one and two, and then like you and Mark battle. Your truck looked like it was running in Martinsville. But any shout outs or anything else you'd like to give? Maybe what would be your feedback, or if you're able to show up next week for Kentucky, the penultimate race of the season, if you're able to show up to that. What is your thoughts about Kentucky? I love it. Concrete mile and a half. One of my favorite racetracks. What's your opinion, though?
Oh, I like Kentucky. I think it's a tire management, and I'm so on tire management. I'm starting to get a little bit better feel of it. I think not to talk about another league, but Tuesday night I surprised myself with my tire management. That I think I did really good. I really
Yes, you
did good Tuesday.
did.
I
Yes,
did
you did.
I really did good Tuesday night until I messed up in the pits, and then I was like, well, I don't want to mess up any of these guys because of where y'all are
Oh,
at in the season, so I just quit.
no, no, hey, never.
Yes,
Uh,
never. Don't
come on, man. Like
just
you,
run your race over there. They won't
yeah.
give a shit. Just
Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Has Brian told you what his league, what the, what the letters stand for, James?
No,
So you don't know what BNR Racing League stands for?
no, sir.
Bump and run. So we have had some wacky, crazy, awesome.
yes, we have.
That is the best way to describe some of the BNR Racing series of races. Like the final lap on a lot of these races, like we've had coming off of turn 4 at Talladega, 4 wide, 6 rows deep, and then they crash right before the tri-oval. It's hysterical. But James, don't ever feel like what Brian said. Show up, run your race, have a great time. Like always race the track. In my opinion, James. Like, oh, always be yourself, man.
No, I enjoyed Tuesday night, and just like I enjoy here.
Yes, you always got to enjoy yourself. Anyway, we've been talking to you so long. We might need to talk to Mark if he's still there.
Oh, he's
Uh,
always
Hey,
still
don't
there.
yeah, he is.
I don't want to get rid of you, but we kind of have to. We got to end at some point. We've just been. I haven't got to talk to you guys. I've been sick. I've been away. I believe I missed 1 or 2 races, or just well, as far as like you guys calling the SRU, but anywho, great to
Well,
talk to you
yeah.
again.
Go ahead and give your little shout outs there, and then
Yes,
we'll
I'm
talk to
sorry. I've
Marky
just been
Mark.
dragging it along.
Oh, I got much shout outs to that, but just appreciate y'all and appreciate what y'all do, and see y'all Tuesday night.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. There you go. You hear from him. Now we come over here. Mark!
Hey,
Sorry, Will got tongue
Hey,
tied with James.
yeah, man.
Uh,
I got enough oxygen to put in a tank. I feel. Anyway, Mark, that epic final couple of lap brawl that this race didn't want no one to be in second. Talk us through that real quick, Mark.
Well, the only brawl I had was with the wall. James, James was in front of me, and he's famous for saving gas. And when he slowed down, I said even on the radio, James, I see you ran out of gas, and he's like, no, I hit the wall. And I went by him easily, and then I was just so gleeful about getting by him that I ran myself right into the wall. And it was like, I
Yeah.
think that's the only time I hit the wall all night. It was so stupid. I was so mad that
hey,
Yeah,
I
you were
can't
super
believe I did that.
patient.
yeah, you were. You did really
Um,
good tonight.
I
No,
don't.
most stints. I always start out slow because I really don't
Hmm.
have. I don't like to race hard off the right at the start with cold tires. A lot of times, especially with the trucks, they're dangerous to go fast. And I knew from the first stint. Well, actually, the first stint I was just taking it easy because I that's the way I drive. And then I looked down and I noticed the gas and I said, "Oh man, I'm gonna just make it." So I was balancing trying to keep the leader behind me and make sure I made it on gas, which I did. And then the second stint, I said, "Well, you know what? I'm going to stay in the back and keep my tires cool, and then go for it." And And you know, if you save your tires, you have a lot of extra grip. And I was passing people left and right. But then when I got to James, that was just stupid.
It was kind of great television. We didn't really focus on the race winner on the final lap. We were focusing on you guys bouncing off with the wall.
Well, it would have been more fun if we got into each other and had a fist fight at
yes,
the end of it instead of us both getting in the wall. But that's the
yeah,
kind of track that is, man. If you just relax for a
exactly.
second, and you're getting not only a Darlington stripe, you're getting a Darlington concussion.
Indeed, indeed. The walls come up pretty quick because just how you're slinging it into the corner. I agree with you. Um, Next week is Kentucky, Mark. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I love those tracks, the cookie cutter tracks. I actually
Me
do
too. Me too.
okay at those, and so I mean, the trucks are they're fun to drive, and hopefully, the summer series, a lot of people are off on vacation and stuff, so there's not a lot of people here right now, which is fine. So we're
Hmm.
just gearing up to make our fall schedule. So, but I'm glad you guys are out here broadcasting.
Oh, yep,
I see it didn't work right. Hopefully, maybe that'll get fixed.
Yeah, well, it'll.
yep,
This race is gonna be re-uploaded, so I'll
Okay,
yes,
take
sir.
care of
great.
that.
Everything.
Everybody told me
Not that I'm
Twitch
going to
was fun.
watch it because it was a little bit. It was kind of a chess match, with the gas.
Yes.
So it was fun for us, but I bet in the booth it was a little bit
Oh,
like,
oh no, it was still interesting. It was very intriguing. I was very concerned for some competitors and worried for others as far as like the fuel strategies were going because
no,
I
I
was
have
like,
no
oh,
idea how those guys in the front were going fast. And I think Dakota made it into the pits and ran out like going into the pits or something. And
wow.
that just blew my mind.
Mike, like I noticed that Rhino he ran out of fuel coming to the stage caution, and I'm like, oh man, that's got to be pretty dreadful pacing around like out of gas for like he got trapped 2 laps down, I think, and but he was still quick with you guys, just unfortunately 2 laps down. But yeah, Mark, any other shout outs or anything else you'd like to add about the racing?
No, no, just thanks to the guys who are still coming out, and thanks to everybody at SRU, and thanks to you guys for, broadcasting it. And
Oh
see you
yeah,
next
man.
week in Kentucky.
Yes,
Indeed,
sir.
sir. Kentucky next week.
Good run.
Congratulations again. Yes, can't wait for Kentucky. I
We're
love
gonna hopefully
one of
get
my
this
favorite
fixed.
tracks, man. Oh,
Like,
it will.
it will.
Everything will be resolved. We will work on it. Yes, indeed. Uh,
It's not a problem.
well, I mean, for us, it's a small issue. We can get around it, hopefully, and everything will be all right. That's just how
Believe
we got
me,
to look at it.
computers, they change all the time. I swear there's a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of people that just sit around and they have nothing else to do but change stuff on computers. That's one of
Oh,
my
oh yeah.
rants, but anyway. Onward and sideways, as my friend used to say.
Yes.
Onward and sideways. Exit stage
Yes.
right.
Yeah. Awesome job tonight, Mark. Great job. Like I said, I love calling for you guys. Me and Will do. So that's never gonna
Oh
be a
yes,
big issue with us. So.
All right, guys.
I
See you next
understand.
week.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Well.
Well, I know the interviews were a little bit longer, but hey, love talking to everybody, getting their points of views of everything. Final running order here, official running order at the finish. But great race tonight. Lots of strategy played out in different ways, I would say, Brian.
Oh
And
yeah, absolutely.
we would like to thank everybody for coming out, giving support to the drivers, the league, the broadcast. Brian Huntley and William Roberts telling you guys good night, and hopefully see everybody back tomorrow for the B&R Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And good